Hello and a very good evening. I promised you I will come back live once again, and you are back. But then before we start with the live broadcast, there are certain things which I want to make very clear. Somehow we have been observing of late that the stories, even though being much appreciated by viewers, but then the views are not reflecting that well on the channel. I don't mind as long as you get to watch these stories. If there is any algorithm working in a different way, I don't mind once again, as I say, as long as you get to watch these stories. So thank you so much for all your support, and do come back to the channel for certain ground reports which possibly you won't get to see anywhere else. And you will get to see the ground report because we are independent and you are actually on the ground. We are not behind anyone's chariot. We are not in middle of a crowd, one particular party, or we are not following one individual alone. Here, in this case, we're only and only following people. Yes, at times we do talk to leaders because the objective is to reflect the mood of the election, reflect the sentiment of the election, and that can also be understood when you talk to leaders. So, yes, thank you and heartfelt gratitude for all the support, for all the views, for all the financial support that you have given. Keep that kindness flowing. Coming back to the election day, fourth phase of election is over. Fourth phase of election is over. The all-important Lok Sabha election, fourth phase is over. Out of 7 phases, the number 4 is done, which means you are done with halfway mark. Now, which party, or if there is any party that has managed to reach the halfway mark, we don't know. Results would come out on June 4th. But then, election is all about predictions. And we know if BJP is saying that ab ki baar 400, the opposition is also trying to be absolutely dismissive, saying ab ki baar 200 par ho jaye, wo dekh lijiye. और आज के तारीख में Mamata Banerjee has come up with a number. We'll get to the number a little later. First thing first, to give you the details of today's election from Bengal, because I am reporting from Bengal. I am one individual, can't be cut into pieces and be scattered all across. But reporting from Bengal, here's the data. Bahrampur, 75.36 is the voter turnout. That's the percentage. Krishnanagar, 77.29% vote share, voter turnout so far till 5 p.m. Ranaghat voter turnout till 5 p.m. 77.6%. Bardhaman Purbo 77.36%. Bardhaman Durgapur 75.02%. Asansol 69.43%. Bolpur 77.77%. And Birbhum 75.45%. Average in Bengal in these 8 seats, it's 75.66%. And before I proceed any further, here's the ink on my finger. I have voted too. So please go out and vote. Do not require another motivation apart from yourself and your service to the nation that you have to go out and vote. Okay, now coming back to the broadcast. What is this broadcast all about? This broadcast is about 2 particular videos. One is shocking, definitely shocking. The other one is endearing. And both videos have come to fore today during the 4th phase of election. And why am I trying to juxtapose just to 2 videos? Because there are multiple videos that you can focus on, you can talk about. But these 2 videos are extremely significant. One is very shocking, would make you think. The other one is very endearing, would make you laugh. To begin with the shocking part, we will come to the shocking part, but while the first 3 phases had been absolutely peaceful, the 4th phase has witnessed some amount of violence in Bengal. Now, we know that there is a saying that Bengal is infamous for political violence, and that's the reason every election happens. People kind of keep their fingers crossed if there is any incident of violence or not. First 3 phases, even Election Commission would say, sad they don't speak much, but even if Election Commission had to say, they would admit that there hadn't been much of violence in the first 3 phases. In the 4th phase, sadly has witnessed blood. How? Dilip Ghosh, BJP sitting MP and a running candidate from Bardhaman Durgapur seat, while he was on out touring in the day, there had been 2 specific incidents where violence happened. One is Monsoon and the other one is Kalna. what we have collected, and I hope my producer Titash is playing those visuals. So in Manteshwar, as things unfolded, and what we have collected from locals, from local reporters, and also from police, and of course other polling officers, that in Manteshwar, as Dilip Ghosh, the BJP candidate, had visited a couple of booths, there happened resistance from people who had raised "Go Back" slogan for whatever reason. A, that should not happen. You should not raise any kind of a slogan which might offend somebody, and that too on an election day. Everybody has a right to go somewhere, and everybody has a right, as a candidate, most to visit polling booths, as long as the candidate purposely doesn't create any kind of a situation. Okay. So as in Manteshwar, Dilip Ghosh had tried going to a polling booth, there happened resistance, and that resistance was thwarted with the use of force, who are central forces, part of Dilip's security. And what transpired? At least two people have sustained injuries on their head, and they were bleeding. So that's the first visual of blood that you have witnessed on the fourth phase of election here in Bengal. The second visual also came from Bengal and from the same Lok Sabha constituency, which is Bardhaman Durgapur. This time, while Dilip Ghosh was on his way to Kalna, again there happened resistance, and maybe as a fallout of what happened in Manteshwar, people had resorted to allegedly stone pelting, in which his vehicle got damaged, and also people part of his security, central forces, at least one of them had an injury on his head. So two visuals which are transpired today, reminding of violence or reflecting of violence in Bengal, sadly has happened and has come from the fourth phase of election, and that too from Bardhaman Durgapur CE. That apart, in 8 Lok Sabha constituencies that overall that has gone to polling in Bengal, we haven't really come across any incident of violence per se apart from this one. There had been some scuffling here and there, but they do not really qualify, to the definition of violence, especially from the perception that we have of Bengal and perception which is there about Bengal around everywhere. So that's now. We haven't really heard anything coming from Election Commission as yet. Election Commission hasn't issued a statement as yet. Maybe Election Commission might issue a statement because this has happened in Bengal, and it is very much within the right of Election Commission to issue a statement. But then let's come to the shocking video. The shocking video of the day, which has erupted, which has emerged and has raised a lot of questions. A video which has been shared by Supriya Sule, a candidate of Mahavikas Aghadi from Maharashtra, from Pune, and she is the candidate, and she has put out a video suggesting in Baramati Lok Sabha constituency, which is in Pune, in one, in the strong room where all the EVMs are kept, the CCTV cameras were not working for 45 minutes, and that's the video. I attribute that video to Supriya Sule, as she has released the pictures and all raised questions and cast aspersions if there had been anything wrong. And that one video has now spread like wildfire, with people questioning what really happened. How is this a coincidence that all your CCTV cameras, look at that video which you are running corresponding, you can actually count 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 into 4, like there are 16 CCTV camera outputs which are ideally should be there on the screen, and all of them were off. Now this, as a video, has been put out by Supriya Sule, the Mahavikas Aghadi candidate from Baramati, which is in Pune, and has now raised questions as what really happened. Now Baramati had gone to polling on 7th of May, which is third phase of election, third phase of polling. And after that, today, during the fourth phase of polling, this is the most shocking video which has come out, because minded, opposition parties had been raising a lot of questions, not about EVM machine, at times about EVM. That apart, the opposition parties had been raising questions as what's going on and when would Election Commission issue a statement. Interestingly, even after such a damning allegation coming out, even after such a damning allegation has come to fore, the Election Commission has not issued a statement as yet. Silent. And the joke of the town is, बुरा कुछ ना देखेंगे, बुरा कुछ ना सुनेंगे, बुरा कुछ ना कहेंगे. क्या पाबंदी है? क्या पाबंदी है? Election Commission is the authority conducting the election. At the same time, the Election Commission is the authority who is responsible for the law and order situation, for everything else. You don't have a in place now because all the bureaucrats are running, because there is model code of conduct. So who is accountable to whom? And the final authority now is the Election Commission of India, and the Election Commission is considered to be very effective, neutral, and a statutory body. So the Election Commission should come out and give out a statement. When Election Commission receives a complaint, it is expected from the Election Commission to address those issues. Let's recall what happened previously. The voter turnout and the exact voter turnout of the first two phases had essentially come out 11 days after the first phase of election. Can you believe that? When is the last time you have seen it? You are casting your vote in the fourth phase, and you would expect to know the final data of voter turnout on the last phase. But that's exactly what has happened. On first phase of polling, the voter turnout had been all over, and the data must be there with the Election Commission of India. It has only been the furor over social media and opposition parties raising questions as what's going on. Why haven't we been given the exact data of voter turnout of first two phases that eventually came out 11 days after the first phase and 4 days after the second phase? And thus questions have been raised. And this time only the voter turnout percentage has been given, not the exact number of votes being polled. Again, a departure from the usual convention. And what is the explanation? We don't know, because the Election Commission has not given any explanation. No explanation whatsoever. So the Election Commission possibly will not even give out a statement on what Supriya Sule is suggesting, that for 45 minutes CCTV cameras were off. As it's always said, if injustice is being done to one, it's injustice to everyone. If there is doubt at one place, there are doubts, and the doubt can actually spread everywhere else. And thus, it is imperative to clear the doubt, kill it at the very nip, and let the election process continue healthy. Because you know there are sides of the coin, and one side would like to believe the Election Commission, the other side would raise questions about Election Commission. But if Election Commission is neutral, it is imperative for Election Commission to show that I am the entire coin and both sides belong to me. But sadly, we haven't really seen it as yet, and especially because the Election Commission has come up with statements. The Election Commission has not really issued a statement. Even journalists have written, Press Club of India, they have written, give us the exact data after every election. Give us the exact number of voter turnout in percentage, and also the number of votes polled. Again, chuppi. So if now, in the case of an incident of violence which has happened in West Bengal, if the Election Commission reacts, we would be very happy in realizing that the Election Commission has not gone mum. It is the job of the Election Commission to kind of ask questions, hold every authority responsible and accountable, and at the same time react to every situation. It cannot be selective. Mangal Sutra Musalman, bhul gaye? Mangal Sutra Musalman. Opposition parties had written to the Election Commission. Opposition parties had even met and given a deputation. What did the Election Commission do? Election wrote to the President of Bharatiya Janata Party, not to the running candidate who actually had said it. And the candidate who is running this election is also, incidentally, the Prime Minister of the country. Again, Election Commission did not say anything to the candidate. But the same Election Commission back in 2021 Assembly election of the state of West Bengal taken action against Mamata Banerjee, the Chief Minister of the state, barred her from campaigning, and also for a day, and also restricted her from visiting Kuch Bihar, Shitolkuchi after the incident of firing in which 5 people were killed on the polling day. And if I'm not wrong, it was 10th of April 2021. So the Election Commission definitely can react. But how the Election Commission is reacting is also forcing people to react in a certain way. Election Commission has also not reacted to this very video which has now gone viral. I'll request my producer to move on to Telangana. The Election Commission has not reacted to the video of BJP Hyderabad candidate Madhavi Lata checking IDs and matching them with voters by asking women to lift their burqa. That's exactly what has happened. That has exactly what has happened. And the Election Commission has not reacted to that as yet. There is a police complaint lodged against Madhavi Lata. And that's the video. I'll ask my producer Titash if the video has an audio to play it full frame. The video has audio, Titash. So let's play it full frame with the audio. Let everyone know, watch and hear.
ఇలా ఉన్నాక డిలీట్ అయిందని చెప్పి ఎడగొట్టు ఉందా ఉంది డిలీట్ అయిపోయినది ఆమె కాంటాక్ట్ చేసింది నేను పెళ్లి తీసుకున్నాను మండే చేసిన ఫ్రెండ్ ఉంది ఉంది ఇడనే ఉంది లేదని చెప్తున్నాను మేడం ఇది ఇది తీసుకొని ఇంటి ఫైండ్ అవుట్ అవ్వదు దీని ఫోటో తీసుకోండి ఇది కనుక్కోవాలి మేడం చెక్ చేస్తున్నాను మేడం ఇంతమంది కడిగితే తీయనని చెప్పి ఒక్క నిమిషం అమ్మా ఎక్కడి నుంచి కదా గవర్నమెంట్ నుంచి కదా ముందు నేనే నమ్మవు గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాలి నువ్వు
কতজন দেখছো
ये तो 38 है अब 38 लिखा है उठाइए
watched the video, right? And that's BJP candidate from Hyderabad, Madhavilata. She had carried a very she had done a very colorful campaign. There had been a lot of controversies about her gestures of bow and arrow. That apart, we have seen her giving fiery speeches, multiple interviews, and this time, this is what she has done. And again, Election Commission is absolutely silent. And she wasn't alone. Hold on. She wasn't alone. There are certain videos which are uncorroborated. That's the reason you're not showing those videos coming from Uttar Pradesh, where people belonging to one particular community alleging that they have not been, they have been restricted from the polling booth and casting votes. Well, because they are uncorroborated as yet and unverified, that's the reason you're not playing them. The moment you get a confirmation from any of the authorities, we will definitely show those videos, because it is unacceptable if there is any kind of, filtering being done on the basis of religion. And if people are being stopped from casting their votes because of the religion they belong to, it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable, but then we will not show those videos, even though they are viral on social media, because we're still waiting for an official confirmation from the police authorities, because last time something happened in Sambhal, Uttar Pradesh, and Sambhal police had immediately reacted to those videos. They had given their clarification. The moment you have a clarification, you have a fairer idea as what has happened. Till now, to the allegations and incidents of alleged wrongs which have happened in Uttar Pradesh today, because there is no response from the police as yet, we are not showing them. But there is another video coming from Telangana. And this is from Nizamabad. Again, BJP candidate, Dharampuri Aravind. Dharampuri Aravind has actually asked women, कि अगर वोट देने आए हो, why have you come to the polling booth wearing a burqa? I mean, why? Why do you need to even ask such questions? And since when candidates have been given this liberty and the authority to do the job of police and security forces? That's the video. Please play it full frame with audio. Let everyone see and understand what's going on.
ఓటేయడానికి ఎవరు వచ్చిండ్రు ఎట్లా తెలుస్తుంది మీకు ఎట్లా తెలుస్తుంది మీకు మీరు ఉల్టా నాకు చెప్తున్నారు ఏంటండి మీ పేరేందండి మరి ఏమి డ్యూటీ చేస్తున్నారా టైం పాస్ చేస్తున్నారా మరి అలా కాదండి మీరు ప్రిసైడింగ్ ఆఫీసర్ వాళ్ళు ప్రాబ్లం చేసుకుని ఓటే చేస్తారా ఇప్పుడు మన ఓటరా కాదా ఎట్లా తెలియాలి మీకు మరి ఎట్లా తెలియాలండి మీకు
I mean, if tomorrow somebody asks me, why are you wearing a shirt and going inside a polling booth and cast my vote, I don't know what answer would I say. And if there is a particular dress code decided by the Election Commission of India, if yes, please give it to us. If I'm expected to wear kurta pajama and go inside the polling booth, then I have violated, because I have gone inside the polling booth wearing a shirt and a trouser and have cast my vote. So if there is any kind of directive that has come from the Election Commission of India, that should be put out in public domain, because as far as I remember and have gone through the Model Code of Conduct and the other rule book of Election Commission of India, there is no dress code. You can't carry your cell phone, you can't talk over phone. Even if you are a polling agent, you can't really give out lights, you can't post pictures and videos of you casting vote. You have to maintain the confidentiality of your vote, but nowhere it's mentioned that you can't wear a burqa and go inside a polling booth. I mean, why? Isn't this inappropriate to even ask a question as a man? You're asking this question to a woman. I mean, which rule book restricts a person from wearing a certain dress? If you have any kind of an apprehension, go approach the authority, go tell the police, go tell the polling officer, go inform Election Commission of India. If there are any aberration, Election Commission is often notified, and that's the reason you get to see repolling. So for every candidate, the place from where they can seek redressal would be the Election Commission of India via authorities. Where has this firewall been broken between candidates and voters, where a candidate can actually inquire from a voter about the voter ID card, match the voter ID card with the face, ask a person to take off burqa? I mean, isn't that the job of the authority given the responsibility of maintain law and order? And if somebody is trying to do anything wrong or mess up with the polling process, it is again the job of the police to stop it. To 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 raise a doubt of this kind, that you are wearing certain thing and that's the reason your identity cannot be matched. Are we supposed to believe that inside the airport, CISF personnel do not match the ID of the person with the face if the face is covered by any chance, either with a burqa or a mask? But again, Election Commission of India, the most neutral body and expected neutral body, the statutory body expected to hold the elections in a free and fair manner, they have maintained absolute silence, conspicuous silence. So these have been the basic updates of the election. And if you are thinking why we have selectively picked up all these things and we are not showing the rally of Prime Minister Modi happening now currently, because you have a battery of news channels only showing them, showing that, so you can also watch that. There is no harm in watching that on a news channel, but you also need to watch the other side, the other information, hear about it and know about it. And if you're not getting those information from the very source, which is now showing Prime Minister's rally relentlessly and non-stop, then in that case you have to figure out other ways from where you can watch it. Finally, coming to the title of the live, Mamata Banerjee has a prediction about Lok Sabha election 24. Now, as I began by saying, the fourth phase is over, which means the halfway we are through. And here, today Mamata Banerjee from an election rally has given out a number for India Alliance, has also given out a number for BJP. Now, she is speaking in Bengali, but I'm sure you will be able to understand the numbers that she is giving to BJP and to India Alliance. Here's what Mamata Banerjee said today and what she is predicting for India Alliance and also for BJP. Listen in.
নিয়ে ইন্ডিয়া জোটই জিতবে। কালকে পর্যন্ত আমাদের কাছে যে হিসেব আছে তাতে ওরা বড় জোর 190 থেকে 195, আর ইন্ডিয়া জোট 315 ইতিমধ্যেই ক্যালকুলেশন করেছে, 3-4টে পার্টি বাদ দিয়ে এখনো। কাজেই মোদি আসছে না।
So you heard Mamata Banerjee. Keep the visuals going, Titash, as you talk about, take our viewers through as what exactly she had. So she, West Bengal Chief Minister and Trinamool Congress Supremo, she is saying a guarantee yani 420, quote unquote. And then she is saying that she has learned from multiple sources that BJP would be restricted by 195 and India Alliance in that case would be crossing 315, 320, and that's the number she has given. For all this while, she had been maintaining that BJP will not come back to power, and she is trying to assure voters that don't waste your votes by giving your votes to BJP, because BJP is not coming back nationally. Prime Minister Modi will not have a third term, and that India Alliance would be forming the government, and that Trinamool Congress would be playing an instrumental role in helping the government formation as far as India Alliance is concerned. But today, for the first time, Mamata Banerjee has given out a number, and this time around she is giving out a number for BJP Her number to BJP is 190 to 195, around 190, 195. And for India Alliance, she is predicting a majority, and a majority which is surpassing 300. Now that's the number Mamata Banerjee has given out. How true will it stand? Again, we have to wait and see. But as on date, this is the first time Trinamool Congress Supremo has given out this number, and that's the reason we thought it's important and interesting to put out, because we have seen previously all political leaders, be it Rahul Gandhi, be it Mamata Banerjee, be it Akhilesh Yadav, be it Tejaswi Yadav, be it Arvind Kejriwal, be it Omar Abdullah, opposition leaders who are mostly part of the India Alliance bloc had been suggesting, a kind of a floating number, not kind of a perfect figure or an absolute figure. But today, Mamata Banerjee happens to be the first one from the India bloc who has given an absolute number. She thinks BJP will not cross more than 195. So far, she had been saying that BJP won't get 200, more than 200. They will not be able to cross 200 because their slogan is Ab ki baar 400 bar. But today, she is predicting that India Alliance would be 300 plus. And she's saying that this 300 plus would happen without BJD. So you have major players like Congress, Trinamool Congress, Samajwadi Party and Aam Aadmi Party. And in Bengal so far, you have had 19 seats where polling has already happened in the fourth phase. There are 42 seats. And the numbers, BJP is saying they are winning, Trinamool Congress is saying they are ahead. But Mamata Banerjee today has given out a number, and which is very, very interesting. We haven't really heard a counter as yet. We are sure expecting a counter from BJP and other political parties. You had Moha Moitro from Krishnanagar that went to polling today. You have Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary from Baharampur, that seat too has gone to polling today. You have Shatrughan Sinha from Asansol and SS Ahluwalia from Asansol. This seat has also gone to polling today. You have Rana, Jagannath Sarkar is the BJP leader. That seat has also gone to polling today. So all these seats have gone to polling today, and the turnout so far has been around 77% and plus, and I'm sure the numbers would change a bit. But on the fourth election and on the election day, is something very endearing, quote unquote, has happened, which has almost broken the internet today. That particular video has come from Rai Bareli. Now, I know there would be social media trolls not liking me, calling it endearing, but I'm not calling it endearing myself. There are people on the social media who have actually found it very sweet and endearing. And what is it all about? It is about Rahul Gandhi finally, it's almost like giving into the pressure of getting married. Now, in Rai Bareli, we will play that sequence shortly, and we would also leave you with that. When Rahul Gandhi often is being asked कि शादी क्यों नहीं कर रहे, शादी क्यों नहीं कर रहे. We had seen Lalu Prasad Yadav in that India bloc meeting where he had said आपको अभी शादी कर लेनी चाहिए. आपकी माता जी बहुत बार हमसे कहा है कि बेटा शादी नहीं कर रहा है, ये नहीं कर रहा है. तो लोगों में वो एक मुद्दा है कि इलेक्शन का मुद्दा तो हो नहीं सकता है, कोई व्यक्तिगत स्तर पे शादी करेगा नहीं करेगा. लेकिन ये चीज़ बहुत बार हम लोग सुन चुके हैं और इसका टिप्पणी भी बहुत बार बहुतों से आ गया है. लेकिन आज पहली दफ़ा है कि राहुल गांधी has finally admitted that अभी कर लेनी पड़ेगी, शादी लेनी पड़ेगी. And it has really transpired. I don't know whether it was scripted or not, but then it transpired in a manner that many have found very, very endearing. So we will leave you with that video where Priyanka Gandhi in Rai Bareli, Rahul Gandhi is contesting from Rai Bareli. So it was the election campaign where Rahul Gandhi was there on stage with Priyanka Gandhi, and Priyanka Gandhi said, लोगों को आपसे कुछ कहना है, कुछ सवाल पूछना है. And then Rahul Gandhi said, क्या पूछना है, बताओ बताओ क्या सवाल है. And then somebody from from there, from the crowd, said, asked him about his marriage. And then Rahul Gandhi turns and says, क्या पूछा. And then Priyanka Gandhi prompts, आपको शादी करने के लिए कह रहा है. And then Rahul Gandhi says, अभी शादी कर लेनी पड़ेगी. So as I wind up here from Asansol, from West Bengal, I thank you once again for all your support. There are multiple comments which have come. and I request all your support to continue. We are working with very limited resources, very limited resources, and your views really matter to us. It really matter to us, uh, and uh, uh, and that's the reason we are requesting that do continue with your support towards independent journalism. We are traveling, we are trying so hard to ensure that stories from the ground are heard, and they also reflect in the election space and the election spectrum of Lok Sabha election 2024. It's just not about a leader, it's also about voters and their issues on the ground. And that's the reason we're traveling so hard with our limited resources. That's the reason we're requesting Aapke Saath is the only thing we want, so that we can always be able to say, Hum Saath Saath hai. So keep the Saath going, and we leave you with this so-called endearing video which has broken the internet today.
सवाल क्या है भाई? क्या सवाल है? क्या सवाल है? अब जल्दी करनी पड़ेगी.
पहले उसका जवाब दो.
क्या जवाब है उसका? क्या सवाल क्या है भाई? क्या सवाल है? क्या सवाल है? अब जल्दी करनी पड़ेगी.